This conference will
Yeah,
now be recorded.
You can go on mute, and whenever you have a doubt, you just unmute and ask.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, that's perfect. So let's begin with the basic of path and class path. Okay. So the class path we can discuss a bit later, but yeah, understand about this very clearly. Path. So it's not just about Java programming language. It's about any software that you are installing in your machine. Okay. If you wanted to recognize that software from the command prompt or within the system, right? So we need to set that executable path in the environment variable so that the Windows operating system understands that and it listens to that. So for example, I've opened a command prompt here. I put something called py. So I have installed Python in my machine. Then so it start understanding that, and it is responding to that command, right? It is responding to that command. See, I have typed something called date. So date is a Windows operating system level command. It just prints the date. Correct. What is the current date we have? A similar way, I have a Java installed in my machine. So as soon as I type Java, it is going to understands that, and it says that okay, what is the Java? So here I'm giving Java hyphen version. As soon as it is given, so it understands the command and it is responding by executing that particular Java command. Correct. So say for example, I'm typing some ABC. I'm typing some XYZ. So what are these ABC and XYZ? Right? Really, so these are not recognizable to the operating system. The operating system doesn't have any knowledge, background knowledge about ABC or XYZ. That is what error message is giving. This is not recognized as an internal or external command or operable program or a batch file. So it's none of these. So I can't do anything with this bus. So I'm giving this error message. That's what operating system is saying. Okay. So why it is recognizing my Java or Java C command? Because I have already set the path in my environment variables. So where is the environment variable? You can look for. So just go to the search bar and just type edit. As soon as you type edit, it starts listing all the edit things. So here you can see the first option, edit the system environment variables. Just click on that. So it is open a window here, right? So this is basically a system properties, and in that we have environment variables. Click on that. So here you can see I have set the path for my Java software. So this is what user variables for Venkat. Venkat is my system name. Venkat is my system name, admin name. So you might be having multiple logins to your system. So you can give your name. You can give as admin. You can create one more account as guest. You can create one more account as Gauri. So you can create basically different accounts, right? So these are at account level, not the computer level, not the system level, not the Windows OS level. So meaning that whatever you are setting here, that is not available if you log in using the other user. So that is what the heading is like, user variables for Venkat. Okay, but if you set the same thing but if you set the same path in the system variables, right? So this is what the system variables. The system variable, when you if you set the path for your software in the system variables, it will be recognized by operating system irrespective of the logged in user. Whoever logs in, so that is going to recognize. So that is what a path. So do I have Java path here? Yes, I have a Java path here. In general, we have to set two variables. Okay, we have to set the two variables. What are the two variables? Is in general we set Java underscore home is a user variable. So what is the advantage of setting this is this is going to be it's going to be act as a key. Okay, it's something like that. So say for example, your name. Okay, so your name and your mobile number. So this is what name and mobile number. It's a key value pair combination. I can take it as a key value pair combination, right? Once you created this combination, say Gauri, and I have mobile number 900123456, right? Now, after some time, if I wanted to get the mobile number of Gauri, so if I know the key, that is what Gauri, then I can ask for, okay, what is the mobile number of, what is the mobile number that Gauri is using, right? So that is what, so it's a kind of key and value base. So here what we are doing is we are setting Java underscore home, which is which we are setting to installation home directory. When I say installation home directory, so in my system, so I have C program files where I must be having Java. Okay, program files .o. The home is what we call it as Java home directory. Okay, so this is the path wherever your Java is installed, and the root directory is considered as home directory. Okay, this is what the location. This is what the location of your Java. Right. So afterwards, if someone wants to access the Java software and any executable files, so here there are n number of executables. Okay. If you look at even your Java C are the executables which you can see, which you can find as part of the bin directory. There's a binary directory. So this is a application, executable application. Okay. And Java C. This is also an executable. Okay. If you look at the properties of this, you can see that. Okay, so this is of type what .exe. This is executable. Okay, Java C. This is an executable. This is an executable, right? So that's what all these are executable available in the bin directory, right? So if you wanted to understand that to the Windows operating system, we need to give the path till this Java C and Java. That is what we are setting in the environment environment variables path. So here you can see that you know, so slash bin, right? Slash bin. So instead of that, what I can also give Java underscore home slash bin, because I already set the Java underscore home. I already set the Java underscore home. So here my Java underscore home is already set, and on top of it, so I'm trying to access a bin folder. I'm trying to access a bin folder here, Java underscore home slash bin. Okay, perfect. So now tomorrow, if some other software, okay, so there are a number of softwares that built on top of Java. Okay, say for example, Ayan, Maven. These are built to that those are built on top of Java. Okay. Now, so to execute a Maven script, it needs to know like this. It needs to know the Java installation directory. It needs to know about the Java installation directory. So how the scripts internally as part of this Maven software is written, how do they access Java path? So they can't always fix it, right? C program files Java JDK and version, because different people using different versions, and different people can install their Java software in different locations. It always need not to be C colon program files. If I wanted to install my Java software in D drive, I can install it. If I wanted to install it in E drive, I can install it. Understanding? So in that case, so just imagine that the development team who are developing Maven and they wanted to use the Java home directory, what they can give. So there is no fixed kind of thing, right? That is the reason how they are going to access the Java software, which actually Maven is required. So they are going to access the Java home using this variable. That is the reason we set the Java home in the environment variable. So on top of it, they will access bin directory. Okay, something like that. They are going to access it. So so now you can map this. So the user, it's all depends. So in your mission you install Java in D drive. Okay, D Java JDK something like that, but you set the Java underscore home, and when you install Maven software, it is going to read the Java software location from Java home. And the Java home is already configured with the location where your Java software is installed. So there is no confusion of accessing it. So this is the script as part of Maven software. When you execute Maven software, it needs Java. Where is the Java is available? So that is different from one developer machine to another developer machine, because there is a provision that the developer, wherever he wants to install it, he can install it, right? So that is where, like here you can see, this is going to look at the environment variable for this environment variable, and what is the value configured to that environment variable. It will pick that, and that will be here, and /bin is going to append to that. And all the executable Java, C, whatever required exe files for Maven are going to pick up from this bin directory, right? So this kind of avoiding the kind of hard coding of Java installation, so and giving the provision to customize the Java installation. While you are installing Java software, you can install it wherever you want. You can install it wherever you want. It is not required to install only C drive or only C program files. Wherever you want, you can install it. And after that, you have to set the environment variable, because of there are other dependencies, other softwares may dependent on your Java software. So that is the important reason behind this setting the Java home. And the name must be the same as like Java underscore home. You are not supposed to use any other name. The variable name should be common, and the value can be anything. It depends on the mission where you are installing, the location where you are installing. Okay, guys, is that clear? You can ping me in the chat box. Are you trying to follow? Yes, perfect. So this is most important thing. That's what you have to understand it clearly, right? So it's a kind of using Java home, accessing the value associated to it by the other programming softwares, right? That is the reason we need to set this one. Okay, and once you set the Java home, even in the path also in the same mission, you can make use of it. You can make use of it. So now you can see now, exit, again you log in. Okay, again you log in. So here let me type Java. Yes, it is recognizing Java C. It is recognizing. Right. So percentage Java underscore home percentage. Okay. See program file, because there is a space in the path, right? So from there it is like, while giving it, it is breaking it. Okay. But if you don't have space in your path, so it is going to give you the complete path here. Okay. So that's fine. Right. So if you wanted to check it, what you can do, you just remove it and try, give it a try. So edit system environment variables, go here, Java home, I'm deleting this, and of course in the path also I'm going to remove this this one I wanted to remove it, delete. Okay, and just remove it, guys. And if you go to command prompt, if you see this, it recognizes still, because the session was already opened, the command prompt session was already opened. So when the session is going to start, before entering into the command prompt session, Windows operating system reads all the environment variables and its paths, everything, and keep it ready. So that is the reason. So after you opened this command prompt and you go back and you delete the environment variables, so it doesn't matter. It's still recognized, still you are in the same window. But if you relog in, right? So I'm just exiting and I'm getting into command prompt. Now if you try to see that, so it starts giving error. What is this Java? It's taking time. Okay, let's wait. Okay, because we removed that, but it's giving some response. Okay, meaning that, so see that, so Java C, I have typed Java C. Java C is not recognized as an internal or external command or operable program, because I have removed that from the environment variables and it doesn't know about my Java. So as soon as I have removed it, it is going to it is not going to understandable to Windows operating system. So now to make it done, so you have to create it back. Java underscore home, Java underscore home, and where is the path? I have installed my Java in this particular location. Right, so this is my path, and here just go to system variables, go to path, and you add it Java underscore home, Java underscore home / bin. I just added that path. Okay. Now window is already open, so still it is not recognized because the session was uh, opened before. So let me relaunch it. Now I can see Java C. Come on, still it is not recognizing me that it is not set properly because of that space. Might be space issue. Java home here. The path I wanted to add. Edit. Come on. So did I add the bin? I have to add bin also because inside bin directory I have all commands Java, Java C, all executables available in bin directory. Right. Let me relaunch the command prompt. Now verify the Java C. Java C is recognized now. Java is recognized now. Right. So that is what the importance of the path, setting the path in Java. Okay, so as soon as you install Java, okay, it is highly recommendable to set the path. Okay, set the uh, uh, set the path in the environment variables. In the environment variables, as soon as you install your Java, you set the path in the environment variables. That is very important. So in the Java home, you can keep it in the user variable or system variable. That is fine. So Java underscore home is a constant variable. Okay, constant variable name, I mean fixed variable name. I to use that because other softwares is going to use this as a reference. Okay, now so and all the executables, Java related executables present inside a directory. What is that directory? What is the directory? Java home, Java home, and bin directory. Okay, in this particular bin directory we have. So examples, what are the examples? So it is java.exe, java c.exe, etc. Okay, so we have many exe files over there. Each has its own purpose. Okay, we'll see as many as possible. Right. So go back to the directory, installation directory. So here you can see JDK1 dot. When you install, right, there are two things here that you can observe. In the Java folder, you have JDK folder and a JRE folder. So do you guys know the difference between these two, JDK and JRE? JDK and JRE.
Yeah, Java developer kit and runtime environment. Right?
Yes, that's abbreviated as Java Development Kit and Java Runtime Environment. Perfect. But what does it mean? Java Development Kit and Java Runtime Environment. When I say this, what does it mean, and how do you differentiate this? Why do we have both? Can I use any one of these two instead of two? Or do I need both of them?
Yeah, we need both of them. Runtime,
Uh, yeah, come on, no problem, whatever it
yeah,
is.
Java
We start.
JDK. JDK used to write the code and all, and runtime environment, is used when you execute the code.
Yeah, so almost you're correct. So Java development kit, right? So it's a additional stuff. So along with the JRE, it also provides, okay, it also provides development kit, development kit along with the Java runtime environment. It also provides development kit. What does it mean by development kit? So it provides the source code, existing source code. It provides the source code. It provides many utility exe files. Exe files. It provides the jar all source code. It provides many utility exe files. So if you look at here in the JDK, can you see JRE folder? So inside the JDK, you have JRE folder, and JRE is having a binary and a lib directory. So the lib directory is going to have all the jar files library. The lib directory is a library, and bin directory. So just this is a binary. Here you don't see, like, you don't find the Java related commands, right? See, all these are like, some linked libraries. You can see all DLL files, right? DLL files, because so these are used for runtime environment. These are used for runtime environment. But when you look at the JDK folder, you have bin directory. Inside bin directory, you have all executable files. All executable files. These are useful for development. These are useful for developing the Java project. So you have Java to execute and see the output, Java C to compile the program, Java P to see the APIs, Java APIs, Java doc to generate the documentation, Java documentation. So Java P methods, jar file is used to create the jar file. Like this, we have a number of utility exe files, okay, for development purpose. So JDK inbuilt, it has JRE, which is going to be useful for executing the program. When if the source is ready and it is a compiled executable ready code, if you have, then JRE is enough. But if you wanted to develop a Java project, if you wanted to develop a Java code, then JRE is not enough. JRE is not just enough. Okay. So if you are into development, you install JDK. Okay. Install JDK to develop the project. Right. Install JRE. Okay. Install JRE if you want to if you want to execute the readily available code. Okay, executable code. Okay, so executable ready code. So just you are going to execute it, that's it. Okay, so then JRE is enough in general. So all these server missions, all server missions like where the servers are installed, right? So or you can say servers, simply servers, all servers, like so do you have any idea about the servers? We have a number of servers available. I'll give some example. Okay, so Tomcat is the popular basic web server. We have WebLogic, a bit more featured server, JBoss, etc. We have many, right? All these are the server containers, and these server containers must be having JRE inbuilt, because our Java application is going to execute over there, and this is runtime environment. So in the server, we are not going to develop anything. So the server is responsible to execute the project. That's it. So by the time, so the project is ready, and it's available for the end users. So the server is going to execute, and so it makes available to the end users by deploying into in the web, right? So here we only need JRE, JDK is not required. But while we are developing, we need JDK because we need to look for the source code sometimes, how existing source code is and how are we going to use the utilities in different scenarios uh, to compile our code, to execute and see the results in our development environment, to create the jar file, to create the var file, to create the documentation. Okay, so to see the API, etc., etc. There are a number of utility tools available in JDK, which actually requires for development environment. Understand? Are you get the basic difference now? Right? So now you would be able to answer the basic difference of JDK and JRE in clear, right? You have clarity now. Perfect. So, and now we understand a couple of things here. Okay, so when you look at Java, okay, when you look at the Java program, okay, when you write a Java program, what are the steps that we need to follow? Okay, so steps to follow, to create a Java program and execute it. Okay, execute it. So you must be aware of this already, but yeah, so let me explain it. Okay. So steps to follow to create a Java program and execute it. So how to create a Java program? It's all about we must be knowing the Java concepts first thing. Okay. So somehow we write the Java program. Okay. So that we say that is high level code. We say that is a high level source code. We write the Java code. Okay. So this is what a Java high level source code. We call it as high level source code. What does it mean by high level source code? The source code that is written by humans are understandable to humans. That is written by humans are understandable to humans. So we write. Sorry. Okay, so we have Java high level source code here, and the high level source code. This cannot be executable directly. We cannot. This is not a direct executable code. This is not a direct executable code, and in between it has to convert into some other format, so where the computer can understand it and execute it further, right? So that is where we need a translator. Right. So a translator is the one that is going to convert this human readable code into mission readable code. Understand? That is what translator. So we have translators called compiler and interpreter. The translators we have, okay, we have different translators, yes. We have compiler and interpreter. Okay, so here in Java we use compiler. So to compile to convert this high level source code into an intermediary code. It's not exactly your binary code like the mission level code or ones and zeros. So there is one intermediate code that is specially like designed for Java. We call it as Java byte code. Okay, we'll explore more. So Java byte code. So this is what byte code, not a machine level code. So who can understand this byte code? So who can understand this byte code? There is a component who can understand this byte code. That is what we call it as Java virtual machine. So this is understandable. This Java byte code is understandable to this particular guy. Okay, so this is understandable for Java virtual machine. He can understand. Okay, he can understand, and further and further he will execute it. Further he will execute it. All right. So further this guy is going to execute it. So here execution starts here. Okay, so the application will execute or project Java file executes and returns the results. Okay. Okay, so here when it is generated, this translator. So what is the translator in Java that it uses? The Java uses the compiler. So here the translator, which is converting this human readable code into the byte code, is what? Compiler. So compiler is going to translate it. So the compiler is in between, who actually acting as what? Translator. Who is actually acting as what? Translator. So here compiler is the one who is actually converting, okay, so this code into what? Byte code. Okay, so byte code. So this is a high level source code what we are writing, and that high level source code will be compiled by Java compiler, and it generates the Java byte code, generates the Java byte code. And so this is the source file. The source file is the source file has the extension of .java. Say for example, my file name is test and extension is Java. In general, the extension will be like this, right? So if you see C language, the extension is what? .c. If you look at C++, the extension is what? .cpp. In a similar way, like if you see the extension of Java, it is tested. It is .java. So here I am considering a test class, test.java. After compiling by compiler, it generates an intermediate file with Java bytecode that we call it as a class file. In Java, we call it as what? A class file. Dot class file. The extension is what? Dot class file. Test.java. It generates a test.class, and further the test.class will be executed by Java virtual machine, which actually understands this byte code and able to execute it and produce the output. So here, so we to compile it, right, we use a command, special command. We use a command Java C. Okay, Java C is the executable, is available in the Java installation directory bin folder. In the bin folder, so we have this Java C executable. So to this you need to give the source file. We need to give the source file. So here in our example, it is Java C test.java. Okay, Java C test.java. As soon as you do this, right, what happens? So it compiles the Java file into test.class, which is of bytecode, right? So this bytecode will be given to Java virtual machine, which further it executes that class definition. How it is going to execute? So there is a command again. So we have Java command. This is executable, again available in the bin directory. Java space class file we need to give here. Class file. Okay, so here you need to give it without extension. That is important here. Java, because it is expecting a class file. So again, it doesn't need to give any extensions. So it is simply Java test. That's all. It is going to execute it. Right. So just to head start with the basic understanding of writing the Java program and executing the Java program. This is what the process of it. Okay, we write the high level Java source code. And the Java source code will be compiled by the Java compiler, which actually compiles the source file and generates a Java bytecode. And the file format is what? Test.class, the dot class extension, and in this case it is test.class. And the test.class further will be executed by Java virtual machine. Okay, there is a short form of it, so we call it as JVM. So this JVM further executes the .class file and produces the output. Okay, what compiler actually doing? Actually, what compiler is doing here? The compiler is compiling the code, meaning what? So compiler's job is, I'm just putting in a single word, but we can discuss more about this. So compiler, what compiler does? It verifies the, right, it verifies the source code, against, okay, against the Java syntaxes and semantics. So every programming language follows certain syntaxes and semantics, correct? Follows certain syntaxes and semantics, correct? It's every programming language. So now Java compiler, what it does is it is going to verify or validate, okay, whatever code you have written is correct or not. It is going to verify that. It's a kind of checking, okay. It checks everything, each and every instruction that you are writing, that further it's going to convert into byte code. That is what it's responsible, okay. The compiler is responsible for generating a byte code after verifying the source code, okay. So semantics, whether it is following Java coding syntaxes and semantics, okay, and produces a file with bytecode. We'll talk more about the bytecode also. So I'll explain you in detail the JVM architecture. As part of that, I will explain you more about this. Even so, Java is well known as a platform independent programming language. Yes, platform independent. Okay, platform independent programming language. So what does it mean? And there I'll talk more about this bytecode. Okay, so it's a platform independent in nature, right? So are you following till now? Are you good? Hopefully you understand. Right, let's see some example. Okay, let's write some example. I'm going to write a small basic hello world program. Okay, just a hello world program. And as part of this, right, we use many keywords and many things. Okay, I will explain you in detail in the next session, but for now just understand this. What I'm writing is a class, test class. Okay, so this is what the syntax in Java. We use these curly braces to represent a block of anything. So here in this case, it is a block of class. This is a class, is a keyword, and test is my class name. Okay, and public is it. This class is available for everyone. I mean, in generic sense, so you can understand in that way. Now, so I am going to write a static void main string array args. So this is another block of code. So this is one more block. What is this block is part of class, right? So inside classes we can have methods. So this is known as a method, and the method name is main. Maybe if you have some understanding in C language, so every code starts from main function, right? So in a similar way, in Java the code execution starts from main. So here we call it as a method but not a function, because everything in Java we write as part of a class, not out of the class. Everything whatever you write is inside the class. Okay, so here I can write the printing statement. Just I wanted to print system.out.print ln of, okay, hello world. Just I'm writing a basic program here, just hello world program. Okay, and in Java each and every line, okay, so instruction, this is what called instruction that we are writing in the method. Inside a class we are writing a method, inside a method we are writing actual logic or our code, and every line, so every line must be separated by what, semicolon in Java. Okay, now I wanted to save this file and I wanted to run it. I wanted to save, I wanted to run this. So here just I'm just saving this. So I'm saving this as so let me go to Java. Okay, so here I'm saving my Java file. Okay, so let me write source something like that. src folder. In the src folder, I am saving my file. Observe here how I am saving. What is the extension I am giving? .java. That is important. Okay, so and another important notice here is what is my file name and what is my class name. So I have maintained the same test.java here. Okay, I maintained the same test.java, and what is my class name? It is a test class name, and my file name I'm maintaining the same. So just keep that point in mind. I will give you explanation in the next session. Okay, so test. So here we have used multiple terms: public, class, okay, then again public, so something called static, void. So if you see, these are in different colors, right? These keywords are in different colors, okay, meaning that it has some specific semantics, specific meaning. So these are called keywords. Okay, these are some reserved keywords. It has some meaning. Each one has its own semantic. Okay, so you have to use as it is. You are not allowed to change anything. Okay, right. Now I want to execute this now. I wanted to execute this now. Where I have saved my program, we have to go to that place. Okay, we have to go to that place. CD Java training. I have a folder, Java training folder. Okay, so inside this I have a folder, source folder. Correct. So here I have saved my file. What is my file? Test.java. Okay, test.java. So now I am going to compile this. So what is the first step that I have to do? I have to compile it first. Okay, so what is the command that I can use? I can make use of javac. This is executable command, okay, which is already available when you install Java as part of Java installation bin directory. So javac and your file name. What is my file name? Test.java. Just see that. Okay, so now there are no errors, nothing. Okay, if you do some mistakes, right, it gives the errors here. Now there is no errors, means it is compiled. Now you go back to your the location where you have saved your Java file, Java training, and source src folder. Now you can see one more file generated. What is that? Test.last file. It is generated or not? It is generated or not? And see here, can you understand anything inside this? No, we cannot understand. So this is byte code. This is what called byte code, and this can be understandable to Java virtual machine, but not humans. Okay, so the Java virtual machine is going to understand that. That is what intermediate file test.last file. Okay, so that you can execute now using Java. So as part of this Java exe executable, we have that Java virtual machine program which actually execute your file. So I have a test Java test here. Just you can see that it is printing hello world. Okay, so Java hello world. So we are done with that. So first, suppose I want to modify something. Hello world or welcome to welcome to welcome to Java learning. Okay, I'm just adding this now. I wanted to execute this again. Okay, so Java test. How to execute this? Java class file name. Array, come on. I just got hello world. Then what about my other change? Right? So this is what the important notable point. You have to notice it. Okay, as soon as you modified the source code, so the source code is here. The source code is here. But what you are executing the .class file, but not this. That is what important thing you have to observe here. The JVM executes always the source, always the .class file. It doesn't know anything about your source file. Okay, if you modify the source file, again you have to compile it, and after you compile, so this .class file is going to remodify, regenerates with as per the latest changes, and then you can execute it. So the point here is, if you modify the source code, you have to compile it. Okay, what is the point here? If you modify the source code, you have to compile it. Okay, need to recompile the source code when it is modified. Okay, if you modify the source code, it has to be recompiled. Now go back to the command prompt and see that. Go back to command prompt. So here I'm just recompiling it, test.java. So yes, now execute that Java test. Can you see the output now? What is the output? You can see. Come on, so taking time. Why? 1 second. Yeah, it's taking time. Okay, hello world, welcome to Java e-learning. So it's coming or not? So that is what the point here. If you modified the source code, you have to recompile it. Hope this is understandable, whatever we discussed so far. And say for example, I have missed something here. Okay, I have missed something here. I have missed something here. Then you try to recompile it. So you would be getting some errors. So this is what. So the compiler, the Java C is a compiler which is going to compile your source code. If it has any errors, something you are not following the Java semantics or syntaxes, then it is going to give, it is going to list out all the errors in a single shot. Okay, boss, your program has these errors at line number 4 and line number 4. Okay, so you have to correct it. You have to correct it, and if everything is fine, then only it is going to work. Understand? Anyhow, we'll understand more about this program tomorrow in the session. Okay, are you guys good so far?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. So